Welcome to a muzzled chat with We Are One. All right, we're going to be jumping into some things here. I just want to make things clear out the gate. Please try to see our intent, like our mission here. Is ADE or a muzzled chat wealthy beyond reason at this point? No, I'd venture to say we're all in the red. I'd venture to say we've been on this just investing everything we got, our time, our energy, even our own finances, to essentially, because it got to a point, Aid, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to speak for you, but for me, it got to a point I just couldn't go back to swinging a hammer and building a healthy bank account. That would have been selfish. That would have been self-serving. Because once I could connected enough dots and I could see this big picture, I could see fifth generation warfare right here at our doorsteps. As a man, it was my duty to speak more efficiently, fight fire with fire against the war machine. So we're essentially trying to collaborate enough information to where we can create an alternate economy. We can create a community where we can effectively have a positive impact on not just individual lives, but also ensuring a better tomorrow. And that's what we're trying to do here. That's what we're trying to get to the bottom of. What is in the best interest of you, the listeners, our communities, our world as we know it, our political arena, and everything, because it's so important. As we're going to dive into today, our health, right? And the threats and what the projections, everything that's being thrown out there. And gosh dang, we're gonna, if we can at least touch on things enough to spark enough interest for people to do more research or tune in, share this, then dang, I think we did something right. And I just pray that
the last time we chatted, we lightly touched on the new constitution. It's not new, it's the original constitution that the USA was founded on. But most nations had their own constitution when they were founded. And as we were describing in the previous video, the returning to common law or natural laws, God's laws. If you don't cause me any harm, I don't cause you any harm. There's no laws being broken. Keeping it nice and simple. As I mentioned earlier, from all of my research that I've done, the articles that I've been reading, the news that I get, those laws are going to be changed and purified again. So we're going to strip away all of the thousands or millions of stupid statutes and laws where we have to pay shit to the man constantly on a regular basis. All of those are going to be wiped away. The world's going to be beautiful, as we mentioned in the previous video. But this one, as James said, we're going to be talking about health. And that ties into the laws, the new laws, the natural laws of the land, God's laws. So,
well, we all know with the prior pandemic, with so many things, evil, I mean, whatever the rulers, however you want to view it, loves to just throw this in our face because they've effectively gained enough control, things that they just blatantly project a lot as to what they're gonna do. And it's interesting. So I hope we can cover a lot because they projected a lot of different things. I view it as they're trying to preset the stage, the world stage for a multitude of hands to play. And I believe we could definitively go over that so we can more so effectively arm ourselves, protect ourselves.
We can do that right now. We can do that right now. We can do it right now. So taking control of your sovereign rights. I'm a sovereign being, for instance. So if somebody wants to stick a needle in my arm, it's medical rape. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Rape.
I'm a sovereign being. I have the right to say no. Okay.
Correct.
You've got the right to take me to court and you've got the right to throw me into prison, but I've also got the right to not do that either, because if you take me to prison, if you take me to courts, You've got to prove
Right.
it. And I'm going to take you guys to court. You're a sovereign. This is where we need to take control of our sovereign, the natural
Yes.
laws that we've been talking about. Donald Trump. Sorry to keep mentioning Donald Trump, folks, but I'm a big fan. Okay, get over it. Donald Trump said
I
that
love it.
we've got. Donald Trump said we've got to take responsibility. We've got to take ownership. It's not a
Mm,
Superman's not going to come and save the world. Okay, Donald Trump's
yeah.
not going to come and save the world. He can
Yep.
do. He's part of an alliance which is doing that in the background.
Hmm.
We can't see that, but in the meantime, you and I have got to stand up, take
Yeah.
responsibility, look, pay attention to what your children are doing at school. Pay attention to the kind of grooming that they might be involved,
Right.
being groomed by the teachers, this, that, and the other. Just pay more attention to you, your life, your health, your family, your community, your relationships. We've got to look after ourselves individually, and this is where this
Yes.
talk today about health and your
Mm.
sovereign being, taking control of your life. Excuse me, I've got some strange. I should have had a shave.
Oh, you're
Sorry,
good, Aid.
folks.
Well, let's just start off with touching on it is healthy to question things. You shouldn't
Mm,
blindly entrust. I mean, naturally, don't you have red flags that go up when people start telling you to think
exactly.
this, do that? Like,
Exactly.
where's it? What happened to the natural like rebellious child within everyone? To well,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna do the opposite just because that's rubbing me wrong.
I tell you
You
what
know,
happened to that person. They started being called a conspiracy theorist. And when you start being called a conspiracy theorist long enough, eventually you start becoming quieter and a bit more meeker, and you start to dwindle
well,
into the background until you can't speak, until you can't see any. Anyway,
Well, there's
I'm not
lots
that.
of tactics. It's the labels, right?
Yep.
It's the labels because
Uh-huh.
it's not just conspiracy theorists, it's many other labels, but it's also the doxing because they've effectively controlled Facebook,
Yep.
all these other platforms. So under under the threat of being banned, silenced, all these things and losing something, I guess you value for whatever reason, even under a Nazi regime. But it
Yeah.
even goes down to the level of influence in the workplace because a lot of the workplaces have been
Yeah. Peer
infiltrated
pressure.
with a lot of this woke ideology
Yep.
from DEI, right? That is the most dangerous freaking
Equity inclusion. What's the first? Divert. Stupid. These
diversity,
people.
equity, inclusion.
These
It's
people are not people. I think they're creatures.
no
They're
that
creatures.
it and it's wild because they're trying to run that under like an anti-racist flag, but it in
Nah.
and of itself is
It's
meeting the
racist.
most racist definition known to man. It's literally
Have you seen
lunacy.
these so-called leaders?
Oh
Have
my
you seen these
gosh.
so-called self-appointed leaders? They
Right.
have these private parties. They're walking up and down the beach in lacy white lingerie. And this
Yeah.
is a man, Klaus Schwab, for instance. I've got a video of
Mm,
him parading up and down the beach in just a white, sexy lingerie. These people are gross.
disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I like the Washington Post clip you sent me about the scientists explain why doing your own research.
Right
It's,
out the gate, they're trying to socially condition
yep.
you to not pay not to to question things and have that natural response. But it's yeah, like we were saying, it's from the workplace. uh it's infiltrated this type of think is infiltrated all sorts of aspects, and it's important that we stand up now while we still
Yeah.
can and
Mhm.
support the platforms where we can, because the reality of it is more people that challenge themselves, these big businesses can't get away with putting you in a box, having you conform to LGBT or BLM or DEI, like
Mhm.
all this destructive narrative. The more you can collaborate and or take sacrifice, find an employer that obviously does stand for
Yeah,
your
well,
your
this
rights.
is why Trump and the alliance started buying, creating
Right.
their own platforms like Truth Social,
Yeah.
but buying, partnering with Rumble,
Well, there's a
um,
lot of companies where a certain amount of
Elon
the
buying Twitter.
employees didn't stand for what they were trying to push, whether it be the jab and their own body autonomy and
My own
things of that
choice.
nature. Once a certain percentage of the employees or any take any situation stand strong, they cannot push these crazy narratives. It's just dead in the water.
Mhm.
So I hope this is the year people really start standing stronger. But yeah, go ahead and read some of those. Like, I'd love more of your thoughts and laughs regarding what they're trying to accomplish.
This is good for me because I've been doing this for about 30 years. I've been reading books and going down rabbit holes, etc. So none of this, look, this is not new to me. However, it's refreshing to see
Yes.
from your point of view, from your perspective, James, where it's been it's like being a conspiracy theorist all over again. It feels
Mm,
new to me again, although
mm,
it's not new. I've been doing this for over 30 years, like I said. But the remember I was talking about the totalitarian tiptoe approach that the dark forces use. Normally, they would wait about 30 to 50 years to get a plan like this into being.
mm,
However, remember Operation Warp Speed?
mm-hmm,
Uh, that was mentioned by Trump and the alliance.
mm-hmm,
A lot of people thought that Operation Warp Speed was purely to do with the vaccination process. Operation Warp Speed basically jump-started the evil side's plans by 4 years. The dark side had planned to get Hillary Clinton into power for 8 years. 4 of those years were taken away by Trump because they didn't expect her to lose.
to lose, yeah.
So those 4 years, once she lost for 4 years, the dark side had to accelerate their plans by 4 years.
Mm,
So it threw everything else out of sequence, and they started making mistakes. And what
mm-hmm,
the good thing is that the alliance, by acquiring CNN and Fox,
mm-hmm.
Twitter, now Facebook,
All
YouTube is
these
next.
all these news or
All of yeah,
media sources, newspapers,
um,
and yeah,
Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones. They've got all of this media now on the good side.
yeah,
They've, unbeknownst to a lot of people, this war was won about 4 or 5 years ago. The alliance took down the evil cabal in the background while we were running around worrying about jabs and oh God, where am I going to get my food from? Where am I going to get my gas from for my car?
yeah.
Where am I going to get this? While we've been worrying about the shit on the television, the
Mm-hmm,
good guys have been fighting down and taking all of the evil down in the background. The people that we're seeing on TV at the minute are just actors and dummies and replacements
mm,
for those criminals so that we, the people, don't get alarmed when we don't see our favorite criminal on TV. Oh, where's Hillary gone? Where's Hillary gone? Oh,
mm.
if she disappeared properly, certain people would have been pissed off. So the good guys have had to remove these people in the background, replace them with actors so that we can sit comfortably watching the movie. I wouldn't worry so much about all of this evil that's being pushed. The evil is being pushed on the TV by the good guys to wake up the remaining sleepers, as I mentioned in the previous video.
And Aid, I I sure hope that's the case. Don't get me wrong. Like I love your optimism, and
I'm going to share
I
this
love
page with you because
I love this hopium too.
it's
However,
not hopium. These are the reports I've been reading since
okay,
2017. This
it's just
report
one of
still,
the one thing I would like to just push back in the most due respectfully way is as it stands and the way I've seen it, it's that once, like you even kind of already mentioned, that no one's
mm,
riding in on this white horse. No one's going to come. I do see it as the only way we really effectively overcome this fifth generation warfare is through everyone, as many people as we can get on board to source information, question things, start pushing back and not allowing this type of tyrannical rule. So even though I'm sure to a level there's things going on behind closed doors on behalf of the good and well-being of kind of the world state, I do believe they are banking on a big, and we need more people in the know to effectively clean house and enact all this. Otherwise, I do believe evil will be effective on triggering like civil wars and things to that nature, you know?
You've hit the nail on the head. Civil War. About 3, 4 years ago, the Alliance couldn't take the risk of telling people via the EBS, the Emergency Broadcast System. The Alliance
Yeah.
couldn't take the risk 3 or 4 years ago telling the people worldwide this news. It would be too shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, it was about 65% of the world's population had their eyes wide opened by the media. Um, they wanted to reach something like 90% of the world's population, or 95, before they really pulled the trigger on the emergency broadcast system. Apparently, allegedly, over the last couple of weeks, that figure has been attained. So they're
Mm.
hitting 90% at the minute of the world being awakened. And from the rumors I'm hearing, the EBS could possibly be next week, because
Mm.
all of the news is coming out this week. The awakening is going to happen this week. The dark side are going to be scrambling like crazy, so they've got to pull the trigger at some point. I'm getting the feeling it's going to be
Mm.
next week. I'm not a big fan of dates and times, because I've been
Right.
let down so many times since
Right.
2017. But
Yes.
we're getting so close, according to the reports. And today's report did say next week is going to be very, very interesting. So I'm just guessing. Where are we?
Well, to
Worldwide
go, well,
EBS
to,
worldwide. Sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
to go from, I think, most effectively from how they're trying to sound the alarm. Don't do this. You'll be a conspiracy theorist. Don't do this. Don't don't do your own research. Don't question things. Don't do
Yeah,
homework. Don't read books. Just we as though we are God, as though they have your best interest at heart. The
which is
ones that
sweet.
have lied and gaslit and manipulated you and didn't give you a choice, that pushed safe and effective narratives that, well, here we are, is what it is. It's not something ideally to do, but it must be done. Because the reality of this platform, Unmuzzled Chat, we are not going to conform and fall in line and be cowards to tyrannical platforms. So I'm so sorry to disrupt this episode. This is specifically for the YouTube crowd, an opportunity. We'd like to extend an invitation yet again to Rumble, a free speech platform. Come join us. We don't care your political views. We don't care your origins, all that freaking stats or whatever you want to freaking call it. Come join us. Have the conversations. View this episode and all further content in its entirety. There are bombshell episodes, like probably this one. You need to check this one and others out on Rumble. It's no secret. YouTube now has shown its colors. Freaking Nazi platform trying to control information, withhold information that could save lives. 100%. They don't care about you. They care about their funders and appeasing them. It's sad, but it just is the way it is. And I just sure hope through what I've even dealt with here, and many other patriots and many other people using this platform for truthful information and have been censored. It's just, when is enough? Okay? Let's stand strong now. Come join us. There's amazing content. We're going to get to the bottom of things. We want to find out what, in fact, is truthful and helpful for our mental states, our physical states, just our well being in general. And we can't do it on this platform, unfortunately. Now, there's been whispers that maybe Elon will buy the YouTube, buy Facebook, and liberate it, similar to what has taken place on X, formerly known as Twitter. Is it perfect? Is everything perfect? No. But we, the people, can support the ones on our behalfs, like just by our views, clicks, likes, and we must stand strong on this. I sure hope you see the level of importance here and that we can unite. Let's create this community. Join us. Come on the podcast. Comment. Let's get things rocking and rolling. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you over there. God bless you.